That was Terrifier 3, and is the creation of Damien Leone, who wrote and directed all 3 of these movies up to this point. They've all been a huge success, so hats off to Damien for finding an audience. The cast includes David Howard Thornton, who plays Art the Clown, Lauren Lavera, who plays Sienna Shaw, Samantha Scafaldi as Victoria Hayes, and Elliot Fuller as Jonathan Shaw. So let's go through this one and see if it's right for you. It's a low-budget horror with some twisted ideas, described in a nutshell as madcap, frightful, and brutal. What did I think? I've just seen Terrifier 3. I'm a little bit confused as to whether it's Christmas or not. I think it's odd that it's just before Halloween right now, but I've just watched a Christmas film. But not the kind of Christmas film you can gather the family around and watch. First of all, there's a couple of things that we need to clear up before we go any further. It's definitely the goriest film of the entire year so far. And there's been a few. I've reviewed a couple of them already. This is definitely the goriest film of the year so far. I say so far, I mean it's already Christmas time. But then it's not Christmas time because it's Halloween. But anyway, here's the thing, right? Here's the thing about me and my relationship with the Terrifier films. I haven't seen the other 2. I've only seen Terrifier 3. So what does that mean? Why did I do this? Why have I done this? This is all about Halloween. I've already seen Smile 2, which is the sort of the big release of Halloween this year. And I thought, well, I'm going to have to go and see one of the other big releases of Halloween. And as I said before, oddly, it's a Christmas film. Santa Claus is in it, and presents are in it, Christmas trees are in it, Christmas decorations are in it, all of that's in it. But also, beheadings, dismemberment is in it as well, which is not usually common to Christmas films. What else? What have we? Chewing on various limbs, stabbings, whatever you can think of in any sort of gruesome way is in this film. So there you go. There's a little taster of what to expect. But then this is Terrifier 3, so I mean, what else are we going to see? Kind of like Smile 2, we start this one off at the end of the other one. The answer to my big question earlier, which is, do you need to see the other 2 to know what's going on in this one? Well, no, not really, because it's kind of pretty simple, to be honest with you. People are insane. So some other people are insane. Some other people are not insane. And shit happens. We follow on directly from the end of the other one. And which is why, if you haven't seen it, then there's a headless corpse, and there's a cop, and it's like, okay, fine. And then you know, the cop is wondering what's going on, and then the headless corpse kind of, well, starts to get him. Comes back to life. I don't know. I mean, it's no head, so I don't know. We're already off to a gruesome start, as it is there. Imagine if somebody took a sort of a fairly alright melodrama about someone's sort of psychotic breakdown, and they mixed it in with footage from an abattoir. This is probably what you'd get. I reckon this is what you get. Did I enjoy this? Enjoyment's one way of describing it. Did I appreciate its dementedness? I certainly did appreciate its dementedness, because it is demented. And it's also quite loud as well. I mean, it's everything about this is like in your face. It's extremely loud. It's extremely like, ugh, and there's kind of no escape. Obviously, that's all done on purpose. And in that sense, it works really well. Yeah, anyway, let's think some more about this. Terrifier 3, everyone. I'll try not to have any dramas just driving out of a car park, because that's going to get old real quick, isn't it? I'll try not to reverse into a post. There is a post right there as well. Oh my god. Oh dear lord. Here you go. It's getting close. Is this drama again? Every time. It's Wednesday tonight, and before I saw this last night on Tuesday, I went to see The Wild Robot, which is about a service robot that crashes on an island full of animals. She takes on a baby goose and starts to look after the baby goose, and they kind of grow, they form a bond, all of that kind of thing. They both got their own ideas about everything, and then they basically make it through together, and they become a really a mother and son kind of dynamic. And it was really quite gorgeous. Some of the animation in it was beautiful as well. The story was a family-friendly drama, comedy, just an overwhelmingly gorgeous movie for all the family to enjoy. And tonight, I've just come out of Terrifier 3, which I don't think could be any different. You've got The Wild Robot on that side, and you've got Terrifier 3 on that side. So I'm a little bit shell-shocked because my last experience in a cinema was, there were kids in there and families and, parents, all of that going on. And this, the screening room the screening I saw this was just with people who walked in like that, or couples, who've convinced each other to go and see this. I think it's probably the goriest film I've ever seen. I think it is. And throughout my film watching history, I absolutely love horror films. I mean, most of the films on this channel so far are horror films, right? And horror films of all different varieties. I love all different types of horror films. My review of Smile 2 as well, he's on the channel. Check it out. That's got its gory moments for sure, but I think overall, Smile 2 is a very coherent story. And, watch my review to find out how I felt about that. And this is on another level. It's in a different ballpark, essentially. But it's okay, right? It's absolutely okay, because it is what it is. It exists just to be absolutely outrageous, and it is outrageous. It is scrungy, right? What I mean by scrungy is it's dirty. It just looks horrible, and to create that kind of atmosphere and to create that kind of feeling just from when the film even opens, it's not an easy thing to do. So it works really well in that sense. I have to say, I reckon Art the Clown is a decent horror movie villain. Let's think about who we've got from yonder days. Freddy, of course. We got Jason. Yeah, that guy. Bit of Michael Myers as well. Mimes. Art is a mime, and mimes are annoying. I'll be honest. And maybe Art the Clown is getting his own back for a lot of the mime hate that has happened over the years. But regardless of that, Art the Clown is a mime. Or, well, was a mime. Because, he's a sadistic murderer now, so that's fine. So I did read a bit about a shower scene. That classic shower scene from Psycho. We all know that one. Well, this has got its own shower scene. And again, it's not a spoiler, because I think it's been well talked about. And yeah, I mean, if you take away the knife from the Psycho shower scene and you put in a chainsaw and you also throw in Art the Clown, then you use your imagination. Chainsaw, Art the Clown, homage to the shower scene in Psycho, and you can put it all together. Or the opposite of put it all together, because that's kind of what happens. Yeah. The whole final girl thing. That is obviously carried on from the previous films. It does work. It really, really does. Let's go in here. I'm just gonna pull in here because I've forgotten the names of people again. So our final girl is called Sienna. Sienna is from the previous films, and she's a survivor of said films. To not spoil that is kind of impossible to talk about this film, because she is the central character in this. aside from, Art himself. Art the Clown's kind of got Victoria Hayes with him, and Victoria Hayes, she's like one of the survivors from the first film, which is, kind of interweaving the previous films into this one. You know what? You don't need to know any of that stuff. None of it's important. I mean, it's important if you're a fan of the 3 films, and it's important if you're you follow the lore of Terrifier. But in terms of going along and seeing a horror film, none of that really matters. Do I want to go and watch the other 2? I'm in an interesting position now, because I could basically go and watch the other 2 Terrifier films, at home this weekend or whatever. What I'm thinking to myself is, maybe because I've seen the 3rd one, watch the 2nd one, and then after the 2nd one, watch the 1st one. I mean, we can see how they evolve backwards, basically, which I think would be quite interesting. But I don't know, maybe I'll do that. Who knows? Now let's talk about this from a Halloween perspective. Is this something that you can go and see for Halloween and it's going to scare you? As we know, in the world of horror movies, there is a lot of different ways to scare somebody, right? So you've got the ghosty stuff that you see in The Conjuring and stuff like that. That stuff, but personally, terrifies me. The supernatural stuff absolutely terrifies the absolute shit out of me. Then if we think about the other levels or the other types of horror film, there's the kind of middle ground stuff, like I'd say like Smile and Smile 2, which is a little bit of supernatural and a little bit of gory, kind of icky stuff, And then you've got this. Terrifier 3 has definitely got no elements of supernaturalness to it at all. I mean, it doesn't have any of that. It is purely a violent rampage, essentially. And as I said before, it's a violent rampage mixed in with a little bit of home and away storylines. I think that's what makes it what it is, because it is a low budget, and it's proud of being a low budget horror film. If somebody said to the makers of this, here's $200 million, go make Terrifier 3, then it wouldn't be the same as what it is now. Watching a film like this, on the big screen, loud as can be, and seeing some of the gruesomeness kind of did make my stomach go a little bit, like, ugh. And that is the whole point of this. It's to make you feel uncomfortable and to make you feel like, oh good God, did they really just do that? Did I really just see what I've just seen? And on a $2 million budget, it's going to wipe the floor with its box office. It's come out at the right time, again, Halloween, and I think it's still going to have legs at Halloween, which is what this review is all about. Should you go and see this? Is this a good addition to the Halloween season? Absolutely yes. No ghosts in it, no big scares, no kind of eerie, creepy scares or anything like that. It's just pure, unadulterated, let loose insanity and violence. So if you're okay with that, if you're alright with seeing that, then this is an awesome addition to Halloween. If you get squeamish, then maybe go and see it as well, because it will make you feel uncomfortable. Absolutely will. It's extremely violent. That's the story it's trying to tell. Alright, so let's sum this up. Let's get going and sum this up. Halloween is almost upon us. It's the perfect time to go and see a film like this. Take your friends. Again, similar to Smile 2. Take your friends and go in a group and just go and have some absolutely crazy violent fun, because that's what this is. It's violent fun. And Art the Clown himself is a pretty decent horror character. So Terrifier 3, everybody, go and see it, go enjoy it, try not to throw up.